Tara here, and I just want to have a little chat with you about how I got people to start taking my business seriously and how I got people to start taking me seriously. So for many, many years, I went back and forth between having a business and being employed. And every time I started a business, it would just, I might like make a lot of money, but it would feel very small and it would feel very struggly. And at the beginning of Soul Tour, my current company, which I started in 2017, I was feeling that way. It was feeling like a beautiful business, but it was feeling very small and it was feeling very struggling. And I realized, I was journaling about it one day, and I realized I journaled something like the question, what came out was, why don't people take me in this business seriously? All right. I was worried about not being taken seriously. And then a bunch of stuff happened in my life. I received a beautiful surprise baby, London, my 5-year-old. She was 17 months at the time she came to me. When she came to me, a number of circumstances happened, and I could see that there was all this really active, I had done 25 years of trauma therapy, all kinds of like work on childhood trauma. But when Lennon came to me, I could see in how triggered I felt, how often I was having these emotional reactions and nervous system reactions that were really outsized to the current circumstances. I could see that I had all this really active trauma in my energies. And I started to make this real shift around trauma in how I was dealing with my trauma. I stopped at the time. I had, all of us were talking about and thinking about processing our trauma. We needed to name it. We needed to maybe name names of the people that were involved in inflicting it. But I realized that processing trauma and integrating trauma are two different things. Processing trauma is talking about it, and rehashing it, trauma bonding with other people who have similar trauma, right? Integrating trauma is healing the trauma. There are a number of ways to go about it, but it is truly, when you integrate your trauma, you've made meaning of it. You integrate the meaning that you've made from it into the person that you are. So you are a changed person, transformed person by virtue of having experienced the trauma and also integrated it, healed it, made meaning from it. And when I say a changed person, I don't mean a demoralized, shrunken, hurt person. I mean, you are an expanded person because of where you've been and what you've been through and the meaning you've made from it. So I liken the work that I did to integrate trauma, childhood trauma and adulthood trauma, let's be real. I heard Michael Pollan said one time that it's like fresh snow falling over the ruts in your brain. And it's like that. Your trauma brain causes you to experience life and a worldview in a certain way. Your trauma brain will cause you to have traumatized expectations from life. And as we all know, you don't get just what you want in life. You get what you expect from life. So if your expectations are traumatized, you may be recreating over and over and over again that feels like home feeling of fear, of waiting for catastrophe, of, distancing yourself from other people because you have traumatized expectations of them. All right. So trauma is one of what I call the 4 core trances: fear, scarcity, unworthiness, and trauma. And the core trances are these thought habits that you've been thinking for so long, you don't even realize you're thinking them anymore. You just think they're how the world works. But the reality is they are creating what I call an electric fence effect around your life, and especially around your business if you have a business. All right. And you don't even necessarily know it. You don't know why that struggle switch comes on. You set a business goal, you have a little honeymoon period with it, and then the struggle switch flips on and you start sabotaging yourself. You hit your upper limits, as Gay Hendricks would call them. You don't know why. I'm here to tell you that struggle is not inherent in business. That struggle is in your thoughts, in your thought habits, in your paradigms, in your worldviews. It's in your core trance. And until you heal from your core trance, until you wake up from your core trance, your business will feel really hard. It will be really hard to talk about what you do in ways that get your best fit customers excited about it. It'll be hard to sell things. You'll stay up at night worrying and wondering about how you're ever going to get people to buy what you sell. And when you wake up from your core trance, it will feel like your life and your business takes off. When I woke up from my core trance of trauma, I could see how I had been broadcasting certain magnets to bring, feels like home, not great relationship patterns into my world and my business. I could see how I had been broadcasting certain moats to keep help away. And one of those narratives, I had this sort of epiphany that the whole entire narrative of like, people don't take me seriously, was one of those trauma brain moats. It was a lie. Because when I came to heal from trauma, it was really clear to me. I looked around and I was like, oh, hold up, wait a minute. Everyone takes me seriously. Everyone takes my business seriously. But me. I was the only one who had doubt about it. Nobody else did, right? And so I was like, wait a second. I've always been serious about my genius, serious about my vision, serious about my intention to operate at the top of every freaking industry I've ever been in, and I've been in a lot, all right? So when I woke up from my core trance of trauma, which seems like a personal work thing, I stopped gaslighting myself in my business. I rested. I stopped all that burnout nonsense. I learned my human design, my strategy, my authority. I surrendered to that. I started experimenting with what it meant to be a truly empowered projector, like the book is called. And then I did another thing. I started to study my own value, like it was projectors, and I'm a projector in the human design system. We came to this planet to master systems. We study things and go down rabbit holes, and it's correct for us to do that. I took my own value, my own self and my own value and my own worthiness and the value that I created for my customers and my clients. I took that as a subject for study, all right? And I started to really dive deep on the question of what is the value, what is the transformation I create for my clients. I talked to a bunch of my clients, and somebody here who's an entrepreneur needs to do that. I talked to a bunch of my self-mastery clients from a couple of years before, and I talked to 12 of them to be exact. And I saw that those 12 people had experienced an increased $14 million collectively in revenue from the self-mastery work that we had done together. So I started to do what I think of now as the self-valuing things in my life, in my business. I started to do this self-valuing thing. I started to make what is the self-valuing thing be my sort of guiding light for a lot of my decision making and goal setting and envisioning and intention setting in my business. Here's the other thing about trauma. If you are under the influence of the core trance of trauma, if you haven't yet integrated it fully so that it's deactivated, it's not actively running in your energies all the time, all right? Trauma and being under the influence of it takes up a ton of mental and energetic bandwidth. You will, if you're still under the influence of trauma, you will expend a ton of energy every day just being okay and just being a high functioning human in the world. Okay, so here's I know it seems like, oh God, I got to deal with this trauma. Let me show you what's on the other side. when it is fully integrated, when you have healed it, when it is not as active in your energies anymore, not only does it just feel good, you also get all the energy that you were expending just to be okay in the world with all that active trauma on board. You get that energy back and you can pour it, you can reinvest it into creating the self-valuing things in your life, in your vision, in your relationships, in your health, in your self-expression, your creative projects, and especially in your business. All right? You'll start to do the self-valuing things and it'll be easy. If you've always been someone who has a lot of disorder in your finances, you'll find it much easier to get orderly and organized in your financial life. You will start to dive deep into self-discovery systems that seemed daunting or overly complex before. So if you've always been someone who's like a little daunted by human design, you might find yourself getting really interested in it. You will start to be able to create new offers and products and services, and they will be offers and products and services that are more congruent with who you really are, that better accommodate what you like and dislike, that more fully express your true sacred self than any offer you've ever created before. You might even go so far as to do what I do and what I've asked my clients to do and what I teach all of y'all to do, which is to build, which is not like do the exact same thing that I do. It is to follow the general strategy of building what I think of as a 7-figure signature system, building signature marketing assets that you can invest the work in building one time so you don't have to do it all the time every year, so you don't have to do manual marketing all the time. You'll invest a little time up front in creating the know-how and the comfort zone with money to be able to charge very premium prices and get them. And you will do the work to expand your capacity to receive not just support and help, but also success and joy and pleasure. Yeah, it got sexy just now. So if you have active trauma in your system and your energies on board still, it is very normal and natural that your business, your dreams, your goals, your life might feel smaller and strugglier than you really want it to be. All right? And I want to show you might feel like people aren't taking you seriously, but I want to show you that they are, that you are being taken seriously. And I want to show you how to take yourself as seriously as all of those people around you who have always known that you have a destiny for greatness. I want you to learn to take yourself as seriously as they take you too. I want to show you how to do those things. As you know, I'm sort of previewing for you guys that I have something new brewing where I will take you really deep into this work of waking up from your core trance so you can stop playing small, so you can step into your bigness, and so that you can bring your business with you and build the empire of your soul. So if any of this is interesting to you, just type in the comments, I'm ready to be my big self now. I'm ready to be my big self now. And me or someone from my team will reach out to you when we crack open the doors and invite just our inner circle of people in to this new big thing to help the ones who are ready to make their big moves in life, the ones who are ready to stop playing small. Y'all are my people right now. All right? All right. I love you. I'm going to keep it short tonight. I love you. I will see you soon. Keep your head up and keep your heart out.